Hey, if you didn't realize already, the Prestige 30 didn't go live yesterday. As per Kabam's last live stream, they did this here. Prestige 30 in AQ with the AQ week that launches October 27th, which technically is today or yesterday or whenever it was, basically in the last 24 to 48 hours. Let's go with 24 hours. Alliance Prestige will swap from top 5 Prestige to top 30 Prestige to coincide, which, hasn't come to fruition. It's something that very much scares the bejesus out of me, and not in a kind of like a bad way. And should it scare you? No, not particularly. I think it irks me a little bit because it's the unknowing, and also the track record Kabam have for stuff like this. What's stuff like this? If you cast your minds back to Elder Difficulty, when Elder Difficulty or Adaptive Difficulty was pitched, it was something that felt like there was a them and us, the climb in which to kind of like go up to grab better rewards, and the pressures that then follows and has followed for players to then target certain champions for prestige purposes, rather than say pure enjoyment factor, is like the overarching pressure that I think a lot of the player base didn't really need. Now, I might not be speaking for everybody, but I'm definitely speaking for some that looked at this right here. Looked at the well, I'd love to click the rewards, but for some reason it's bugged and I can't click on stuff. Isn't it great when you try and click on... Oh, there we go. Now it's finally working. Oh, it's either this device or the game. A combination of the two. Yeah, so people looked at stuff like this. I mean, I also look at it like, I'd like to be up there. Is it something to aspire to? Possibly. Is that what Kabam intended for it? Possibly again, to kind of go to aspire to this, to get up to these higher tierage here. But I ain't getting that anytime soon. It's just not happening, right? But it's the further impact, because we don't know. That that Prestige 30, which Kabam have said is the same thing that this has been, this here in game, obviously is being compared to as a marker for how they kind of like, you get rewards. The same thing could be said for the future around alliances in general. Now, I get it. They're going to be alliances that are able to spend a large amount of money. There are going to be alliances that will be able to spend a good amount of money. There'll be some alliances be able to spend a little bit of money, and there's going to be a little bit of in between high spenders within an alliance and low spenders to free to play that will be in an alliance as well. And there has to be some very big questions that are going to be asked around leadership within alliances. And this is going to be a bone of contention, isn't it? If you have people top end of prestige versus those lower end of prestige, where is going to be the line drawn between sacrificing rewards, possibly, and being a good friend and a good alliance mate, and having a nice kind of ecosystem and alliance? And this is something I wanted to get this kind of like video. I did actually kind of think I should have recorded this at the weekend or before, to go, look, is this a calm before the storm? We've still got a week to see the impact or further impact of what this could mean for rewards. Like, you may be saying to yourself, okay, well, whatever our multiplier is going to be, like our prestige is, as our alliance is 34,793. Now, I'm going to now take a print screen at that. And this video may be a storm in a teacup, because it may be next week there is no impact, but there may be next week there could be an impact. Are people going to prioritize AQ and focus in that high end of prestige and be about getting the better rewards? They may do, they may be, but it does put the cat amongst the pigeons, and does like kind of scare you a little bit. Well, not scare in like a mobile game, but it makes you think. And let's face it, in MCOC nowadays, you're doing more thinking than you do playing the game. You're doing more preparation than you are playing the game. And when you're doing more preparation and kind of like note-taking and kind of guide preparation and writing things down, you're not enjoying the game to its full amount and full extent, which I think that we've very much seen that over the last year. maybe even 2 years when it comes to this kind of mental load that players are experiencing as the overcomplication goes from the game, and the simple fight elements of this game, again, kind of like go away from being the key focus. So, one point that I did want to kind of bring into this is the past. As I've said constantly, the past in MCOC history always repeats itself. How? If anybody of you remember, there was some really interesting content and also, I'd say, discussion from Brian Grant about his place in all of this, being a free-to-play player. So I can't remember exactly what video it was, but I definitely remember him talking about his place in all of this when it comes to being in for Loki, growing a free-to-play roster, trying to go to a point of where Prestige, because there was a time when, again, history repeats itself, Prestige was a very big impacting factor to you joining certain alliances. Like you had to be accepted at a certain type of Prestige. It's still there now, and it's still here in the game, but it felt like back then it was still a big thing. Like you would go in going, my Prestige is this, before going in. It was like basically like a rite of passage before you were able to enter into an alliance, and the alliance as well would be very specific on, hey, you need to rank up certain champions to then make sure the prestige is there. And I don't know, again, if this is going to bend into the future of where you're going with ranking up champions for prestige. I know there will be alliance leaders that won't be, so kind of like high on that and hard on that to say, hey, you got to rank up these champions or that champion. But I do think that it's very much a requirement, more top end for it. So, searching again, MCOC Prestige list 2025. And in particular, we go back to, is it Gumi's or, Gu MTC's Prestige list, and the champions aforementioned that you'll see. And you do see them a lot. Like if you search some of the top players of the game, they will have some of these champions ranked up for quite obvious reasons. And I don't doubt that in the future, there will be champions added into spending deals that will have, again, said high prestige elements like Dark Phoenix, which of course was the most recent one of that particular nature. And have there been any others? Oh, there probably isn't. Oh, Lumitrix, definitely one of them, because obviously you have to be super, super skilled, or you would have to maybe any of those. It'd be interesting if some of those super skilled people that were able to pick up the amount of resource that were free to play, like were any of them free to play? Sorry, were any of them free to play? And that's again a big question as well. But there are some good champions here. It just unfortunately means that there's a lot of not rank up bias, that a lot of the champions that will be ranked up will be ones of this nature as opposed to ones that will just be there ranked up for fun. But yeah, we'll have to see. I just wanted to get this video kind of out there to kind of come back to it and circle back to the impact. And as we said, the impact will largely won't be felt or won't be seen until next week. And we can then assess it there and make some content, some video coverage of it, especially leading into Summoners Fest. And that again could be a big issue. Like if Kabam get this wrong, what kind of response are they going to get going into Summoners Fest? If, as we said, it causes rifts in alliances, and as well, we look at situations like this and go, the prestige, like, is it the same? Does it balance out? Have Kabam got it wrong? Will it fail to be right? Will you see anything under, say, the rank rewards feel like, right, well, as an alliance, we normally achieve this. We are now unable to achieve what we normally did because of this. Will that be felt? Will that not be felt? And as we said, it's something we won't know until next week, but it's important to understand the areas in which we can increase prestige and also, keeping an open mind about this. And I'm definitely looking to see whether there is, of course, the impact, which, after the adaptive difficulty, hence the thought process, and rebalance program. There's a lot more that people aren't just going, okay, fine. They're going, wait a minute, Kabam. Let's have a look at this a bit more. We've got to magnify this and we need to investigate. And also we need to have our say and say whether or not this is good or a bad thing. So I'll see you next week on that one. But yeah, join me for the MCN tomorrow morning, PST time, or midday UK time. Bye-bye for now.